Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that everything you believed about success, happiness, and fulfillment was a carefully crafted illusion. What if the very things you've been chasing, money, approval, security, were the very things keeping you trapped in a cycle of dissatisfaction? What if the secret to a truly meaningful life was something so simple, yet so often overlooked, that most people miss it entirely? Stay with me, because in this video, we're going to uncover a timeless wisdom that has guided seekers for over 2,500 years. A wisdom that, if applied, could transform your life forever. If you find value in insights that shift perspectives and open doors to new understanding, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an opportunity to deepen your journey. Your support helps us continue sharing wisdom that resonates across time and space. The year 2025 is not just another year, it's an invitation to step out of the mindless repetition of life and awaken to a deeper sense of clarity and purpose. And yet, most people will ignore this invitation. They will continue as they have, waiting for happiness to arrive at some vague future date. But you, if you're still watching, perhaps you feel that pull, that inner knowing that there is something more. The Buddha's teachings were never about adding more to your life. They were about stripping away the unnecessary to reveal what was already there. Let's start with self-awareness. In today's world, distractions are relentless. Your phone, your job, your obligations, they all pull you away from yourself. The Buddha often spoke about mindfulness, the practice of being fully present. But here's a question. When was the last time you truly sat with yourself, without distractions, without reaching for your phone the moment discomfort arose? Most people are terrified of silence because in that silence their truth is revealed. And the truth is, we are afraid to see ourselves clearly. But without self-awareness, how can we ever hope to grow? The solution is simple, yet profound. Spend a few minutes each day observing your thoughts without judgment. Watch how your mind jumps from worry to regret to hope, like a restless monkey swinging from branch to branch. Notice the patterns. Once you do, you'll start to see that these thoughts are not you. They are just visitors passing through your mind. And when you detach from them, you begin to reclaim your peace. But self-awareness alone is not enough. What happens when you become aware of the discontent in your life? Most people try to escape it through distractions, through consumption, through external validation. But the Buddha taught that true peace comes not from avoiding discomfort, but from understanding it. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with burdens, expectations, regrets, fears. Now imagine setting it down. That's what detachment feels like. The world tells you to keep adding more to your life, but wisdom tells you to let go. What are you holding on to that no longer serves you? One of the greatest illusions we suffer from is the belief that happiness is found in the external. We chase achievements, relationships, material wealth, thinking that once we attain them, we will be complete. But have you ever noticed how fleeting that satisfaction is? You get the job, the house, the recognition, and yet, something still feels missing. That's because lasting happiness can never come from outside of you. The Buddha taught that all external things are impermanent. They come and go like waves in the ocean. If your happiness is tied to them, then your peace will always be at the mercy of the changing tides. Instead, focus on what you can control: your mind, your actions, your growth. When you shift your focus inward, you stop being a puppet to circumstances. You realize that true freedom is not found in changing the world around you, but in changing the way you respond to it. And that brings us to a crucial lesson: the power of response. In every moment, you have a choice. When someone criticizes you, do you react with anger or do you pause, breathe, and respond with understanding? When life throws challenges your way, do you collapse under the weight or do you use them as stepping stones to wisdom? There is an old Buddhist story about a farmer who lost his horse. His neighbors came to him saying, "This is terrible." But the farmer simply replied, "Maybe." The next day, the horse returned with 3 wild horses. The neighbors exclaimed, "This is wonderful." Again, the farmer replied, "Maybe." His son tried to tame one of the horses but fell and broke his leg. The neighbors lamented, "How unfortunate." The farmer, as always, said, "Maybe." Days later, soldiers came to the village to recruit young men for war but passed over the farmer's injured son. "How fortunate," the neighbors cried. And yet again, the farmer said, "Maybe." The lesson? Events themselves have no inherent meaning. It is our interpretation that shapes our experience. If we can learn to observe life with equanimity, rather than labeling every situation as good or bad, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Now let's talk about relationships. Many people today struggle with loneliness, despite being more connected than ever. The reason? We have forgotten the essence of true connection. We seek relationships that validate us rather than relationships that challenge us to grow. The Buddha taught that relationships should be based on mutual respect and wisdom. A true friend is not someone who flatters you, but someone who holds up a mirror and helps you see yourself more clearly. And if you find yourself surrounded by those who drain your energy, ask yourself, why am I allowing this? Sometimes, the most compassionate thing you can do is walk away from what no longer aligns with your growth. Everything in life comes down to alignment. Are your actions aligned with your values? Are your thoughts aligned with the reality you want to create? The Buddha said, "Your work is to discover your work and then with all your heart to give yourself to it." Most people drift through life, reacting to circumstances rather than intentionally creating their path. But what if, instead of waiting for purpose to find you, you began living with purpose today? What if, instead of asking, "What can I get from life?" you asked, "What can I give?" Because here's the secret. Fulfillment is not found in accumulation, but in contribution. As we approach the end of this video, I want to leave you with a simple yet powerful practice. Each morning before the noise of the world takes over, take a moment to set an intention for the day. It could be as simple as, "Today I choose peace over reaction," or "Today I will be present with those around me." And then, as you move through your day, notice how this small shift changes the way you experience life. The path to wisdom is not about grand gestures or complex rituals. It is about small, intentional choices made every single day. The Buddha didn't offer a philosophy to be worshipped. He offered a way of life to be lived. And if you've made it this far, perhaps something in you is ready to embrace that way of life. If this video resonated with you, I invite you to take this journey deeper. Like, share, and subscribe to continue exploring these timeless teachings. And remember, the wisdom you seek is already within you. All you have to do is listen.